Girl, we got to get to tonight's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. I am going to title this episode The Vagina Dialogue, baby. Yes, come on, vaginas. This entire episode was dedicated to vaginas and bathroom sex. So, all right. So before we kick things off, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button so that you never ever miss an episode. Let me tell y'all something. Okay. Tonight's episode was a filler, right? I think a lot of y'all know what a filler episode means. So let the king of reality TV break it down for you. Okay. So filler episodes are when not much has happened, and that usually occurs right after an all-cast trip. Okay? So the ladies just got back to Potomac from Mexico. So usually, when you do a cast trip, because that's like 24/7, because a lot goes on a cast trip, honey. A lot. You usually give the reality stars a week off. You give the crew a week off because you gotta rest, rejuvenate, decompress, and you need to like really get ready to end the season because cast trips usually happens 2 weeks before the finale or a couple of weeks before the finale. So when you start filming again, the cast feels like they're on autopilot. And they just felt like, okay, we are ready to be over with this season. So typically after an all-cast trip, the episode is a filler. So tonight was a filler episode. So let's get into the juicy stuff. So look, not since The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 9, where it was revealed that Candy and Portia had conversations at a nightclub about eating boxes. Allegedly, right? All that went down season 9. And alleged things of I want to eat you, tell you. Okay. So not since that have I gagged with hearing escapades of two housewives having conversations about vaginas. So Dr. Wendy and Mia, this is what's so interesting about all of this. And I'm going to keep it all the way real. Y'all know I love the cast. Y'all know I love me some Mia. I love Mia. And y'all know I love me some Dr. Wendy. The reason why this one is a little hard to swallow, no pun intended. Carlos, please keep this G-rated, okay? Okay. The reason why this one is hard to swallow is because we just, a few weeks ago, we saw Mia throw a drink in Wendy's face. We saw Wendy, who has so much grace and decorum, say, like, I'm not even about to do all that with you, sis. We saw the production put up a black card on the screen that says, Johns Hopkins University has nothing to do with this show. Baby, because Johns Hopkins said, not today, not on our reputation, we would be associated with things like this. Okay. So to hear that, are we going to say allegedly? Let's just say allegedly, to be safe. Do we really believe that Wendy, who is a doctor with 4 degrees, now, Wendy, I know you are a doctor, but I didn't know you examine vaginas. Now, look, mama, if you over there going through the JJ, looking for vaginal bacteria, looking for a yeast infection, looking for STDs, Wendy, is one of those 4 degrees a doctor in the JJ? That's what I need to know. Because I'm trying to make sense, Wendy, because I love you. And look, if you want to get down on your knees, let me tell you something, baby. Mia's a bad chick. Like, look, I'm gay. And the only women I've ever been attracted to in my life has been Toya Johnson. I am giving y'all all my tea. I think Toya Johnson, as y'all know, is Reginae Carter's mom. Toya Johnson is Lil Wayne's first wife. And she's a reality star. She's a sweet girl. Toya is sexy to me. So the only two women that I've ever been like attracted to low key has been Toya Johnson and Portia. Yeah. So look, I understood allegedly why people were interested in going down on Portia. I said, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. So Wendy, Mia's a bad girl. So I understand that you looking at Mia at the Smoky Club, glistening all over her body. But Wendy, because you, and I want to be very clear with this. Just because you have a degree of 4 in this case, it doesn't mean that you can't be a freak behind the scenes, or in this case, behind the club, allegedly. Okay. So with that being said, what I found to be so interesting is the fact that allegedly Mia and Wendy showed each other their vaginas. Okay. One thing that we love about Mia is the fact that she's open, very open. Wide open. No, I'm teasing Mia. I love you, Mia. uh, I'm sweating. All right. Okay. One thing we know about Mia is that she's very open with her sexuality. And we like that about Mia. Mia doesn't front for these streets. Mia doesn't front for these, the DC community, or like Mia is like, look, it is what it is. I like women. I like men. I like to be played with, not played, Lord Jesus. Okay. Wendy's honest about it. So Mia's honest about it. So none of us are surprised that Mia would definitely be into Wendy. Wendy's gorgeous. Wendy's beautiful. I think we're all surprised that Wendy would show her vagina, and not only show it, but to allegedly request to see Mia's. I'll say this much: as a gay man, I'll just speak on the the gay boy community. What I know. Listen, we've all had fun. We did crazy stuff, and that's what the gays do, child. And I'm not saying Wendy and Mia are both. Or am I? Well, look, Mia has admitted to liking women and men, so that would make Mia bisexual because she's admitted to being sexually involved with men and women. So, do we think do we think Wendy likes women? And is that why Happy Eddie's Happy Eddie, honey? Happy Eddie's like, yo, what's good? What's really good? Eddie, I see why you stay the distance. Eddie is good in these streets, baby. If y'all bringing women back home, I'm sorry, that's a whole nother show. Let me not. No. Okay. But it does beg the question. was that fight that you two had, and listen, it's a good question. Was that about sexual frustration? You know, because in last week's episode, because you know I remember everything, and so do y'all, raindrops. Remember in last week's episode, Mia kept saying, like, you know, Wendy's beautiful. I think Wendy's smart, she's attractive, she's beautiful. And we were like, okay, girl, like we get it. Wendy is beautiful. Okay, girl, we get it. And remember that one-on-one that Wendy and Mia had on the bed? And remember how Mia was getting herself together in the mirror before Wendy walked in, and she was checking out her breasts and all that stuff. She was, because let me tell y'all something. One thing about the gays, we see each other. We clock each other's tea. Again, I'm talking about gay men. Well, no, I know some lesbians too. Lesbians, they know each other. So let me put y'all up on game for those who aren't a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Speaking as a gay man, the way a gay man knows another man may be into him is all in the eyes, baby. Okay, baby, it's all in the eyes. Okay? And the rule that I'm spilling y'all all the gay tea, honey. Oh, the gays can be mad at me. Okay, fine. I'm good. Okay. So the way a gay guy knows if a man is interested in him is, we call it the 2-second rule. If another man stares at me in my eyeballs for more than 2 seconds, baby, you're clocked. So we call it, we clocked your T. You're clocked. We know that you like us. Because there's no reason why you need to be staring at me in my eyeballs, searching deep down my soul. Okay? So that's how we know. So that's why we do this. And baby, if you look at me for 2 seconds, that's what we know. Okay, that's our cue to do what it do. So I wonder if Mia and Wendy had that same looks with each other to know that, you know, this is what we on, baby. This is what we on. So to know that Wendy also, going back to the scene, because I clearly went off track. Going back to that scene that we saw last week when they were both in the bedroom, sitting on the bed. And remember, Wendy said something that we all gagged and we thought it was a read, but maybe it wasn't. Wendy said to Mia, "You're beautiful. I'm gorgeous." I wonder if that was code for like, you, like, what's good? But I need to know who's the top or the bottom in that situation. Like, is Wendy a top? Is Mia a bottom? Like, too much. It was too much. It was way too much. It was too much. I listen. This is what I always said about Potomac. Listen, y'all know I love this show. Potomac is definitely one of my favorites. This season has been off and on for me, and I'll get into that in a second. But the reason why I feel like the audience, right? I feel like we have this love-hate with Potomac because they seem to focus on manufactured drama and not really settling in on what's real. Like, it's to the point now where I'm like, well, damn, can I get 3 more episodes? Because I want to dissect Wendy's sexuality. I want to understand what happens when Wendy finds out that the girls are exposing this. Because Wendy didn't tell Karen that when they had that lunch scene. So I think Wendy, who said on my podcast, and make sure y'all go listen to it, Shameless plug. But Wendy did say on my podcast that she is now becoming the woman she wants to be. That her whole life being the child of immigrants, that and especially and she said a lot of Nigerian children can relate to this, that Nigerian parents tell their kids, like, we want you to be a doctor or a lawyer, right? And Wendy was saying how, like, everything she's doing now, she's doing for herself. And all of y'all said, like, we love Wendy, we understand her. Thank you, Carlos, for asking the real questions that people want to know. And that based on my podcast interview with Wendy, that that people got a chance to really know Wendy on a deep level. But how deep? Wendy, how deep are we about to go with this, baby? Real deep, deep, baby. Beep, beep. Come on, Wendy. So, Wendy, if you are attracted to women, I think that's a good look for you. I think it's beautiful. I think it's something that we should talk about. I think this is what we like to see from Wendy. We like to see when Wendy is being her authentic self and figuring things out. And do I think Wendy is a full-blown lesbian? No. Do I think Wendy may be attracted to women? Sure. Because at the end of the day, Candace says something that is paramount. And that's why I want Potomac to get back to, like, when you guys are handed real stories on your lap, or when they slip up. Anyways, there's a lot going on, child. When you guys are handed story on your lap, let's focus on that. Like, all this other stuff y'all be talking about, like, no one cares. Like, it's fake, it's manufactured. Like, boo, tomato, tomato, boo, boo. But this stuff about Wendy and Mia, I want 2 more episodes about that. I want to dissect it. I want to get into it. And I want to know if Dr. Wendy has a PhD in vagina, bacteria. I want to know all those things. I want to know if she's able to, like, see through and just, like, get, you know, with the magnifying glass, you know what I'm saying? Set stuff on fire. Yes! I want all that. I'm having way too much fun with this, because this is the stuff that I think us Potomac fans like. We like when we get surprised by new information. That's what I'm saying. So let's move on from that. And before I get into the other revelation tonight, tonight's episode, it just dawned on me. We never seen Chris Bassett and Gizelle have a conversation about her being uncomfortable being alone in the room with Chris. Next week is the season finale. And y'all mean to tell me we spent 10 weeks talking about a subject matter that none of us see is a real issue. That's what I'll say. I had Gizelle on my podcast too, shameless plug. And when I asked her if Chris being in her room had anything to do with her being uncomfortable, that it was Chris, the person, or just it being a man in general. And she said a little bit of both. So I want to make sure that we all know that when a woman says she's uncomfortable, you have to have a conversation about it to say, like, let me know what's going on. And from there, allow me to apologize and or figure things out. I want to make that clear. So if I can make that clear within 2 seconds of talking to my viewers, we haven't seen a scene yet of Chris and Gizelle. Y'all spent all this time talking about this, that we have yet to see Chris and Gizelle talk about it. And then in next week's finale, I ain't stupid, they still don't talk about it. So that outburst that Chris had, Gizelle wasn't in front of his face because y'all would have showed it. So y'all mean to tell me that the premiere storyline that y'all kept talking about and talking about and talking about and talking about and talking about, we're not going to see any resolve to it at all? It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. And again, the issue we're having with this season is the math ain't mathing. The scene ain't scening. The story ain't storytelling the way we were used to. And my hope is that next season, you guys focus on what's in front of you. Focus on Mia and Jacqueline's friendship. Focus on Wendy and Mia's relationship. Focus on what's going on with Karen and Ray and these accusations that the fact that every single Potomac housewife is pretty much saying that what they heard about Karen is true. We need to be focused on that. Y'all gave us that tonight, and a little bit of that last week, and a little bit of that the week before. But we should have got that more at the top of the season. Because Charisse, on my podcast, shameless plug, she said the producers reached out to her to come back this season. And look, I ain't dumb. I'm a producer. Y'all brought Charisse back to expose Karen. It is what it is. Karen knows it too. That's why Karen was avoiding Charisse, like her name was Charisse the COVID, Charisse the virus. That's why. The moment Karen saw Charisse, she knew what time it was. And when Charisse said, yeah, because y'all reading Charisse, why are you on the show, Charisse? Charisse said on my podcast, shameless plug, that I only came back because the producer reached out to me, and that's why I'm here. The producers did not reach out to Charisse to show off her eyelashes. We don't see Charisse at home. We don't see Charisse at the bank because she's rich. Charisse got so much. Charisse has more money than all of the girls times 5. Charisse is wealthy. So we don't see Charisse spending the money. So it's obvious Charisse was brought back to expose Karen. It is what it is. So why didn't we get that earlier this season? Again, the time was wasted. The math wasn't mathing. The scene wasn't scening. The story wasn't storytelling. And that's something that I wish a lot that we're getting right now could have been scooped up and planted in the earlier episodes. And then I think we all would have said, y'all did that. Because right now, the best Housewives franchise that's having its best season, I'm not going to say overall, the Housewives franchise that's having its best season is the Real Housewives of Miami. It's a flawless season, 10s across the board. And I want Potomac to get back to that because y'all have it. Y'all have it. But stop with this manufactured drama. And before I move on to Karen and bathroom sex, allegedly, Ashley, you are beautiful. You're very beautiful. I love your hair. I love your TikToks. But I don't feel like you're into the show anymore, and I get it. And I think it's time for you, Miss Ashley, to just move on. Because even seeing Ashley today at the bridal store, all Ashley does is spill tea. And it's to the point now where we're like, that's it. You're holding a champagne flute just to spill tea. We saw her spill tea, and then she said, "I gotta go," and then she left. And we saw that. Was that last season when she was that the season before, where she came to the cash trip to let Wendy know what Gizelle said, and then she left after that. And then even tonight, she's doing the same thing. And I just feel like, Ashley, it's time to go. I want to see Miss Jacqueline, baby. I think, Ashley, you had a great run. I'm gonna say it because we're all thinking it. Without Michael Darby and his interesting life, I don't think we're as interested in the Ashley storyline. So maybe Ashley could be a friend of. And I would like to see Miss Jacqueline promoted to full time. Because I really want to see what's going on. I think Jacqueline's great. And I'm just not into this whole, like, you know, I come to a scene, I spill tea, and I leave. I FaceTime with you, I spill tea, then I leave. Last week, Karen said, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell you all about Robin, but don't tell her." Wink, wink. Meaning, please tell her. And what did Ashley do? On her pit stop, she tells Candace and Wendy. Karen got tea. Then she tells Robin. I think Ashley. Listen, I'm just saying. And listen, I don't think Ashley cares. I think Ashley's on the show to have fun, and that's fine. So I would say keep her as a friend to the show, but I would promote Miss Jacqueline because I want to see me and Jacqueline conversations. I think it's juicy. Okay, last but not least, girl. Child. Bathroom sex with a worker. Honey, I just thought, Karen, I have said this on my podcast several times. Yes, I'm gonna do a disclaimer. I love Karen. I love Karen. I love Karen. I like to call myself a LaDame. That's Karen's fan base, and that's her beehive. I am a LaDame. Can't you tell? I love Karen. Karen, the jig is up. The jig is up. It's time for you just to own it. And don't y'all listen. I be telling y'all I be right. The fact that, who was it? Mia. What have I been saying on this very podcast? That Karen and Ray allegedly have an agreement because Ray is an older man. And the fact that Mia said it, Mia, are you still in my lines? Mia, are you watching Reality with the King and taking my lines and giving it to Potomac? Girl, next time, cite your sources. That's what they teach us in journalism class. Do y'all think Reality with the King podcast is going to get mentioned on the Potomac Housewives? Or do you think they'll edit it out like they did on the Atlanta reunion? Ooh. Anyway, so let me talk. Messy. Okay. Mia said that she was told by Gordon that when an older man dates a younger woman, marries her, and he he gets older, that he allows his woman to, you know, do her thing. I said that. That's what I know. So y'all know I don't lie. Everything I say on this podcast be the truth, which is why I don't do all the gossip stuff that my other counterparts do. Not all of them, some of them do that. They just, girl, somebody could slide a DM. They say, "Look, we got breaking news," and I'm like, y'all just cite y'all sources. Anybody makes up stuff about everybody, y'all got report on it. So just know when y'all listen to Reality with the King and Carlos King, anything that comes out of my mouth is the truth. Okay. Mia said what I've been saying, that Karen and Ray allegedly have an agreement. And I think that's fine. I don't think no one would care. And I think the more Karen avoids it, the more stuff they're going to reveal. And I got to be honest, y'all know I like the juice. Although Wendy likes the juice too. I'm saying, I love you. I love you, Wendy. We're having fun. It's all good. It's all good tea, Wendy. It's all good. Wendy likes the other juice. I like. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. I don't like juice. I like tea. Okay. So I'll let the juices stick with the girls. Okay. Y'all know I like tea. Are y'all with me to the point where I feel like all the stuff that we're hearing about Karen that she allegedly has done, having sex in a bathroom with a worker, it's to the point now where I'm like, I don't want to hear no more. I I I I don't want to hear none of this anymore. It's too much. It's too much. It's way too much. And I just feel like if Karen would just say, me and Ray have an agreement, I feel like these girls would leave you alone. Like, Karen, I know you're watching. Just open up and just tell us what's the real deal. I can't take it no more, Karen. Because, look, I know that when it comes to, I said this before, when it comes to some of these housewives, I said it last week, 90% of them are in open marriages. And open marriages can mean anything from you allow women to come into your bedroom, but y'all sign NDAs, or men too, hey. Or a lot of couples believe in respectful cheating. We've talked about this on my show, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Respectful cheating means I know that my partner may cheat on me, but do it respectfully, meaning don't allow your side piece to disrespect me. Don't disrespect my intelligence by saying you're going to the gym, but you're really going to lift this woman instead of lifting weights. Okay? So a lot of them have that arrangement. And I just feel like when it comes to Karen and Ray, I think we will all celebrate you, Karen. I think it's at the point now where mama, girl, I want all the girls to be like Mia. Even Ashley's open up to being a freak. That's why Candace, and I meant to say this earlier, Candace even said, like, I never thought about the action of seeing or eating a woman's vajayjay. And I thought that was real. Like, that's intentional. So that's why I mess with that kind of conversation. Like, let's be real. I don't think Gizelle will be with the woman. I think Robin would be, allegedly. By the way, Robin, congratulations on your wedding. I told you last week that I do believe they would get married, and they are. Listen, Robin has solidified her place on the show for at least 2 more seasons. Robin ain't dumb. And Robin knows what's going on. And so does Juan. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So, anyways, this episode this episode was a filler. It's fine. It's what happens on 99% of reality shows after cast trip. The next episode is always a filler, but I do love the fact that we at least got some tea or some juice in this case. And next week's episode, which is the season finale, I just really hope that we get to see Mia being confronted. I'm sorry, we get to see Wendy being confronted about what allegedly happened between her and Mia. So that to me is what's interesting. I really hope that we get a one-on-one between Mia and Jacqueline. I would love a nice waiting to exhale moment between those two to really dig deep. Not that deep. To really dig deep in their friendships. So I hope we get a chance to see that because I think that's a nice way to end this season. But I got to be honest, I'm happy this season's ending. I'm looking forward to the reunion, and I hope that based on the reunion, we're all going to have a conversation, a deeper one, about what Carlos King thinks needs to happen next season. I'll go into more detail with that. Okay. So that's all we got tonight. All right. So again, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification button, and I'll see y'all next time.